Good morning and welcome to another edition of A Closer Look. Today, my special guests are Michelle Campbell with Providence Medical Clinic. She is the clinic director, and Allison Jones, who's a race coordinator for their fundraiser. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Now tell me, what is Providence Medical Clinic? I've only heard of it, seriously, because my girlfriend works there. Otherwise,
Yes.
I wouldn't have heard of it. And I hear it's a little gem, you were saying. So teach me about it.
I will be glad to. It is a hidden treasure. Providence Medical Clinic is a faith-based free medical clinic, and it's in downtown Kingsport. It's located at 441 Clay Street. We see the uninsured of Kingsport that fall within that 150 to 160% below poverty guidelines, and this is through the government. So the average income of most of our patients is about $530 a month.
Okay.
Yes. So we did this back in January. We just did an average income of all of our patients. Everything that we do at Providence Medical Clinic is at no charge to our patients.
All right. So, for instance, if I had a son who is maybe 20 and didn't have any insurance, could he come there?
Yes, if he met the qualifications of the guidelines of, the income that fall at that 150 to 160%, and also that they live in the Sullivan County, Greater Kingsport area, then yes, he would.
Okay, gotcha. So he's, in that position where he doesn't have medical insurance. He's not a student right now, and all this stuff against him. He's working, but
probably minimum wage, maybe, for work. Right.
But actually, I've got him under my insurance.
Okay.
But I was thinking if he didn't, that's where he would fall. And I'm sure there's a lot of kids his age that just don't have it.
Well, correct. And some of them will live at home with their parents, so you have to take that into consideration when you are, qualifying and approving the applications. Also, it really truly doesn't, discriminate about who walks through our doors. You could have someone like a young lady that has a child. Maybe the child has TennCare. She recently divorced, so she lost her insurance. That's a scenario that we see. We see people who are just unemployed. The only thing that they draw are food stamps. We do see the homeless population of Kingsport. So again, you just never know who's going to walk through your doors.
And that's what I was thinking. I was thinking more of people that you would typically think of as down and out or poor, but there's also people that have just kind of fallen through the cracks a little bit.
Absolutely,
And
absolutely.
so they are eligible as well.
Yes.
And you said you're on Clay Street. What is that next to?
Okay, do you know where Chef's Pizza is?
Yes.
Okay, if you're standing in front of Chef's Pizza, we're on the same block, but directly behind it. So as you go toward Sullivan Street, toward First Baptist Church.
Is that where Cap the Gap used to be? Do you know?
No, I don't.
Okay, or Junior League or something?
Yes, it's the Junior League building.
Okay.
So
it's behind that.
Yes, so with the front part is a ministry called Recovery at Clay Street.
Okay.
So that's a 12-step faith-based recovery. Behind that is the clinic. That's Providence Medical Clinic, and then to the left of that is Covenant Counseling.
See,
so we have,
I know exactly where you are
yeah,
now.
And you walk into our entrance through the back alleyway there, as you do Covenant Counseling.
Yes.
So you have the big parking lot right there, and then you walk behind, and that's how you get into our clinic.
I know exactly how to get there now. I'll have to come by and check it out.
Please do.
Maybe I'll come by when Claudia's working.
Well, I would just love for you to come by when Claudia's working. It's always a busy night when she and Dr. Williams are there, and actually she'll be there tomorrow night. Both of them will be. We'd love to have you.
Yeah, come and check it out, because I'd love to see what you guys do.
Well, and we do acute care, primary care. We also have 14 specialty clinics ranging from pulmonary to gynecology, ophthalmology, neurology, orthopedic, yes.
That's great.
So, and what's so great about it is just how the community has just embraced the clinic, and those are our resources.
Now, how do you get your funding?
It is all privately funded. We have the area churches in the downtown church circle area. We also have St. Dominic's, the Lutheran Church. So there's several churches also that have, started to partner with us. We have a few businesses, and we have one grant through the state. However, it is solely for faith-based indigent care clinics. Because a lot of times if you bring the state in, the faith side of it goes out the window. So our board of directors have, they've stood very strong in that we're not going to let that go.
That's wonderful.
It is, it is.
That's refreshing.
And we see lives transformed before our eyes. We do. Not only are they being taken care of physically, but they're being fed spiritually as well. So every clinic that we have, we offer the spiritual support, and that's not taking a Bible and thumping anybody on the head. That's not what we do. But we want to get to know our patients because they matter to us. You know, they're not just a number that walks through the door. So when we do the spiritual support, we can also learn of the other needs that they may have, from housing to clothes to, you know, maybe they need their electricity, some help with their electricity bill. So there's a lot that takes place back there.
And you guys give them maybe information and resources how to help them in other ways too.
Yes, so I have a trifold resource pamphlet that we give out. So it tells a little bit about everything in Kingsport that's offered.
That is wonderful.
It is wonderful.
And do you do fundraisers?
We don't.
We don't do any fundraisers?
No, we have just been blessed immensely from just the donations from the community. We do the Amazing Grace Race, which First Baptist started back, what, 2008?
This is our 10th year.
Okay, so when they, and I'll let Allison tell you more about it, but we get proceeds from whatever they make, and that helps us tremendously.
Oh, good.
Yes, yes.
So Allison, tell us about this race coming up.
The race is coming up Sunday, May the 6th. It's the FBC Amazing Race 5K. We have a 5K and a 1 mile race, and it's open to anybody, any age. We have young children that run. We have had people in their 70s and 80s run and walk. Just all ages that are there, and it's a fun family night as well. It's not just a race event. We have Shiver Shack that will be there. We have the taco truck that will be there.
Oh, good.
We have inflatables. We have cornhole. So it's for the whole family. It's not just for the runners.
And where does that take place at?
It takes place right there at the clinic.
Okay.
Yes.
In the big parking lot.
It starts on Sullivan Street, and it runs down to Main Street and comes up Main Street to Shelby Street, and then comes down Market and circles back. So it's a great race. It's flat, it's fast.
And you said you can do like a 1 mile?
You can do the 1 mile.
Could you walk doing that 1 mile?
Yes, you can absolutely.
See where I'm going at here?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Oh, great. Well, how can people sign up for this?
You can register online. Our Facebook page, or excuse me, our website is fbcamazinggrace5k.com, and you can go on there to register online, or you can print off a mail-in registration form. And early registration runs through April 29th.
Okay.
It's $15 for the 1 mile, $20 for the 5K, and then if you sign up for both, if you're really brave and want to do both, we give you a $5 discount, and it's $30. And then after April 29th, each race goes up $5.
And what day is the race again?
Sunday, May the 6th. It's on a Sunday.
May 6th. At what time? See, you probably said all this, and I focus on one thing, and then I forget. I got to keep asking.
No. The 1 mile is at 5:15, and then the 5K is at 6.
Okay.
So we have several people that actually sign up and do both, and we even have children that sign up and do both.
I got to write that down. Well, you remind me, because I would love to do that. I'll get Claudia to go do it with me.
Oh yeah, she would love to, I'm sure. I mean, I'm already telling her to come down, and she hadn't even committed to it, so I'm committing her.
Are you going to do the 1 mile?
No, we'll have a table set up for Providence Medical Clinic, so I'll be right there. And there's been several years that we've gotten volunteers to come on board, because the one thing about our clinic is it is run on all volunteers. All of our doctors are volunteer, our nurses, front office staff, our spiritual support. So we've been fortunate that some of our volunteers have come from the Amazing Grace Race.
Wow, that's super.
Yes, they see us over there, and you know, they're not sure, a lot of them are why they're running, so we love to tell them why they're running, and that, you know, that entry fee is like a month worth of medication for one of our patients.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
So $15, $20, which may not seem like a whole lot, is very important, and is actually maybe life-saving to a lot of people.
Very much so, because our patients get 5 free medications a month as long as it doesn't exceed the $50. So what we do is we work with Max Medicine Mart and also with Food City on Eastman Road. We have 2 pharmacists there at Food City, and then Barry Walton at Max. and they're constantly in communication with us to keep our costs down. So we don't want our patients to have to pay, so we try to keep it under that $50.
How many patients do you guys see in a month, you think?
Well, in a month.
Or a week? Let me break it down. How many do you see a day?
Well, let me just say this. Last night we saw 20 patients. Well, let me back up. At 8 o'clock, 8:30, we opened the doors. So we had labs.
8:30 in the morning?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So we had labs. We do our own labs there. So we probably had about 10 or 12 patients yesterday. Closed the door at 1 o'clock. We took a little breather and we opened back up at 3 o'clock. And we had 20 patients last night that we saw for medical.
Okay.
So when I left just a little while ago, we had medical clinic going on, which about 5 or 6 patients. Then we had a infectious disease clinic, which that consists of people who have hepatitis C or hepatitis B, and we're able to get the medication for them to be able to treat them. So we had 12 people there.
Wow.
Yes, so
You guys have a full schedule.
we do. We're open every day.
Okay.
We take,
Saturday and Sunday?
No, but sometimes we're there.
Okay.
Especially Michelle.
Now, our medical director, Marta Waite, she's just a jewel. She will come in on some Saturdays, like if we have a lot of people that are on our wait list, new patients, we don't want them to have to wait too long. So she comes in on a Saturday and we'll see anywhere from 8 to 12 new patients on a Saturday.
Wow.
Yes, so the needs are overwhelming.
Oh, yeah.
They really are. However, we're just blessed.
Yes. Well, we've got a lot more to talk about. As you can see, we've just touched upon what all this clinic offers. We'll be back in just a minute with more. Welcome back to A Closer Look. If you're just joining us, again, I'm with Michelle Campbell with Providence Medical Clinic. She is the clinic director, and my friend Allison Jones, who's a race coordinator for the Amazing Grace race that's coming up. Thank you for joining me. Now, we were talking about what all the Providence Medical Clinic does. Give me some examples of some of the patients you've seen there. And
Well, I will say our patients are like family to us. They really are. We have just, I've been blessed to experience seeing 4 of our patients baptized this year.
Wow.
And, you know, it's just wonderful to see that. You know, we never know if we're planting the seed or if we're watering.
so they come in for medical care.
They do.
And they're touched and they ask if they can be baptized?
Well, they just, I think it's more of our actions that they see, just that they really matter and that they're loved. And from there, like one lady, I've given her a Bible and the devotion, Jesus Calling. And actually she was just in last night. And we needed some medication for her, and we didn't have it in our own pharmacy. So Karen Ring and Marcy Carrier are the ones that do.
Oh, I'm a good friend of Marcy's. I love her. She is a good person.
She is. So they're the 2 pharmacists at Food City on Eastman Road that help us. So I called at 5 till 7. They close at 7 o'clock, and I told Karen what we needed, and she delivered it herself to the clinic. But not only did she do that, but she came in and prayed with this young lady as well. I have witnessed people accepting Christ in the rooms. So it's
Very touching.
very much so. It's a blessing to be a part of it.
It's not just a average clinic. It's a clinic with a purpose.
It sure is.
Sounds beautiful.
And I mean, when you walk in there, people will tell you it's different in here. It feels different, and I'll say it's because you are on holy ground.
Isn't that nice to feel, especially when we're told so much today that we can't talk about Jesus or our beliefs in any way because we could be offending someone? That's heartbreaking to me.
Well, and you know, I always open up our clinic with prayer, but I will say if someone is uncomfortable and they don't want to sit here while I'm praying, you're more than welcome to get up and leave. And I've not had one person get up and leave.
I think it's also respecting people's beliefs. If
Yes.
somebody else was praying in a way that I didn't understand, I'd want to learn about it so I can understand where they're coming from.
Yes.
And I think just to accept different people and their beliefs instead of ostracizing.
Yes.
And when people come to your clinic and they see that you're praying, they know your heart's in a good place, that you want to be helping them. And isn't it just important that we're all Christians and that we believe in the same thing?
Yes.
How we go about it isn't as important as the fact that we have the same end goal, I think, you know.
Well, and it's just loving people right where they are. You know, no judgment, no condemnation. I mean, people have loved me where I've been, and so why not just pay that forward?
And I love that you said all these different churches.
Yes.
It's not just one church, they're all coming together
Yes.
to do good.
Yes.
It's all a common goal.
It's like the body of Christ united under one roof, every denomination.
That's beautiful.
And it is the hands and feet of Christ.
That's great. Yes. Now, Allison, tell us a little bit more about the race. So how many people are you guys hoping to get signed up?
We would love to have 500 this year. We've had the first year, I think we had just a little over 300, 350 maybe, and we've had as many as almost 700.
Wow.
So
wow.
Yes. And our race, where it's on a Sunday evening, doesn't compete with other races on Saturday morning or with soccer, so we're kind of a little set apart that way, and the fact that we have other activities besides just the race, so the whole family can come out and enjoy it. But we started 10 years ago as just a community event, and just wanted to invite everyone in the community to come out, to race, to enjoy it, you know. And then we ended up making money, and we didn't know what we were going to do with it.
What a nice place to be.
It was great, because most races, it's very hard to make money.
Wow.
People think that just because you have a race that you're going to you know, be able to make money, but it's not. It's the sponsors, it's the entry fees, it's the fact that we are connected with the church. We have our volunteers from the church, and we also have volunteers outside of the church. So that makes it go very smoothly.
Now tell us again the website so people can sign up.
You can sign up at FBCAmazingGrace5K.com.
And this is May
the 6th.
At 5:15, they begin the walk.
1 mile.
And that's where I will be.
They have the 1 mile at 5:15, and then they have the 5K at 6. And when you go on our race website, you can also, there's a donate button there that you can directly donate to Providence Medical Clinic. If you don't want to run or don't want to walk, but you still want to contribute, you can go there and it's very simple. It takes about 45 seconds to make a donation. And like I said, it goes straight to the clinic.
That's great. That's good information. And so it's $15 for the walk.
15. Well, it's just a 1 mile, whether you walk or run.
Oh yeah, the 1 mile. I guess I was just thinking, you know,
you were just an easy walk.
I was thinking of the simplest thing. It's just $15. I don't mind giving 20, but even though I'm just going to do the 15.
That's okay.
You can. Hey, you can give 100 if you want.
That's exactly right. And we actually have kicked off a new fundraiser this year, or a new division, I guess, of the race, and it's called 100 for 100. And we're looking for 100 people to raise or donate $100. And you can either make a donation straight to the clinic, or you can go on our website, or you can go on our Facebook page and make a donation that way.
The Facebook page is FBC Amazing Grace, or?
It is, it is. You can type that in and it should automatically pop up. So you can follow the race that way. And you can also go on the Providence. They have a Facebook page as well. And we have an Instagram account for the race. So you can follow us that way. And actually right now we're doing a $25 giveaway from Fleet Feet to follow us on Instagram. So
nice.
They were nice enough to donate that for us, and they're actually one of our sponsors. So
they've gotten really creative this year. They're doing a lot to just really draw people in. And the donations, yes. I'm just extremely thankful for she and Cherie Porter for what they're doing.
Well, I know Allison for a long time, and you always are a very good worker and very focused, and you're going to be good at raising money for this clinic.
Well, we have a great team. We've got a team of about 15 or 20 people, and pretty much everybody on our team has been there from the beginning, so everybody has their own little assignment, and it all comes together. It works
means
great.
Everything when you've got a good team.
We do.
That's awesome. Now again, let's talk about the hours of this clinic.
Okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9 to 1. Anyone that's interested in becoming a patient, they can come down and do an eligibility application. And all they need to bring is a picture ID they would need to bring, like if they're working, then we would need check stubs, a month's worth. If they're on food stamps, we'd need the most current food stamp letter, and then just a piece of mail that has their name and address on it.
So are you saying you're only closed on Thursdays?
Well, no, Thursday's our biggest clinic.
Okay, so I didn't hear Thursday. Did you say Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, or what did I
For
hear?
eligibility
For
application.
eligibility,
Yes.
okay.
But we also, if the doctors have time to give us, like today when I left, we have 2 doctors down there. So we started seeing patients at 9 o'clock this morning. Because it is volunteer, it's not set in stone every week that we're going to have a clinic every Wednesday or every Tuesday or every Monday.
I see.
Just as the doctors have time, then I will coordinate clinics accordingly.
So can people walk in then, or do you have to have an appointment?
Well, on Thursdays, when the clinic first opened, that was the only day they were open, and it was first come, first serve. So they would open the doors at 4 o'clock. Doctors usually get there about 5:30, and they would see however many patients that showed up. Now, our patients are standing in line around noon.
Oh, wow.
Yes, ma'am. And I'll open the door about 1:30, and we do a number system now. So depending on how many doctors we have volunteering, depends on how many patients we can see.
Wow.
And I'm not one that I like to tell anybody no, because I know if they've made an effort to get there, then they need to be seen. And it always works out, always works out. So at 1:30 I open the door, we do a number system, then they come back at 4 o'clock, we start signing in, and then the nurses start triaging and the spiritual support, and then our doctors, you know, like I said, get there about 5:30.
Well, how late are you open then?
Most of our patients are gone by 7 or 7:30. The nurses and myself, we're usually there till 10 o'clock. And our medical director stays right there with us, because not only has she seen patients, but she'll have at least probably 50 or more charts to go through every week.
Wow.
So you know that when you're volunteering at Providence that you've been called to be there.
Wow.
It's a calling.
Let's go over the address again and the phone number so people can...
It's 441 Clay Street.
Okay.
And donations or anything that needed to be
Oh,
mailed would be
okay.
P.O. Box 1323. We don't have a mailbox outside the clinic. So, and then phone numbers 423-247-4536.
Okay, very good. And
So if anybody has any questions, feel free to call.
feel free to call or
Yes.
come by.
Yes, absolutely.
All right, that is really good to know. And it's on Clay Street. It's behind Chef's Pizza.
Yes, and
All right.
we're in the alleyway. That's where our entrance is.
Okay, that's good
Yes.
to know.
And we're always looking for volunteers. I mean, doctors, nurses, like I said, you know, office staff, spiritual support. Also, we'll take medication donations. We'll take medical supply donations. Everything that's in our clinic has been donated, from the hospital beds, the exam beds, to paper,
CPAP
machines. Yes, we take CPAP machines to paper. Domtar
Wow.
donated paper to us because we had a 78% increase last year in our
Gosh,
patients.
that
How
tells
many
you it's a need.
patients have you all seen since you were open?
Probably close to 1,400. We have
Wow.
650 plus active patients right now.
That's amazing.
It
Providence, we need to have you on again. Talk some more about this to
Okay.
get the message out for
I'd be
people
glad
to
to.
donate
Yes.
and to help in any way they can, volunteer. Providence Medical Clinic. It's a good place. Thank you guys for joining me today.
Oh, thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
I hope to see you at the race.
Oh, you'll see me at the
Okay.
race. We'll see you next week with another edition of A Closer Look.